When we began the design process for this building, we selected MHTN Architects of Salt Lake City, and we embarked on designing a building that we had never built before. Brian Turner, our district architect, me and the firm began doing some research, and we found a lot of really great programs. There was one in particular that stuck out, and that was in England. And as we investigated further and researched the program, we went back to the building to look at it, and once again it was a surplus building. So there wasn't really anything for us foundational wise to design this building, and so we felt like we were starting from scratch on creating a building for special ed students. We ended up with a facility that centered around a town square, or a Mayberry concept, if you will, where the students entered in from a covered courtyard, and this made it much easier for them to come in. They passed the mayor's office and into the town square that was surrounded by the theater and the restaurant, the hotel, the library, and other functions that you might see in Mayberry. And so the architects did a great job of defining those spaces and creating a building that was more in alignment with the rest of our buildings being built in the district.
The first time I walked into this building, it was just an aha moment. And to see the colors on the walls, the open windows, that whole foyer area was open, it was bright. And it was huge. It wasn't these little squatty short halls, small contained areas. The classrooms were bright. It was an inviting place to come right from the get-go.
Well, it's humbling to think that there are people out there that care this much about our students that are 18 to 22 that are transitioning, that care this much to give them a facility like this.
I think this school really honors what our teachers are trying to do for our students by giving them very workable spaces. It's been nice because we can make changes with how we utilize space in the building to meet the teachers and the students' needs. The commons areas in the building are wonderful for our students to sit and socialize or to do special group activities that their teachers want them to do. The flexibility of space just is very helpful to our students.
I like the town center because it brings all of our students from all the different programs together, and everybody can interact with people of different, varying disabilities or levels of functioning. And it's really nice for my particular students because they can come into the town square and the town center, and they can come in and they are participating in a community. So when they leave the school, they are becoming more accustomed to things that happen out in their own community, whether they're going to their home school or they're going to a mall or a restaurant. Then they're becoming more accustomed to those things that actually happen in the real world.
Well, we use the commons in a variety of ways because a lot of our education takes place outside of the school. So as students are waiting for their bus to come and pick them up, they use the tables in the commons. For small group study, we can be reviewing simple mathematics, reading and writing in those small groups and the tables there. We also use them for lunch. Students are allowed to go away from the cafeteria and go down there and eat. And it's little things like that that I think are of great benefit to our school. Because in a traditional school, you see the special ed kids and they're off in the corner. They're ashamed to express their interest to their fellow peers. They're always on their own. Here, they're able to come in and they're part of a majority all of a sudden, and their personality just blossoms, and their true self is able to come out. And so these little common areas that we have really been valuable to allow the students to be able to participate in such activities. And just to see them open up and not be that kid that's huddling in the stairs by himself anymore, but they are part of an active group, and that's a social group. They're interacting one with another.
One of our primary goals for our student population here is to help them prepare to live adult lives as independently as possible. Our students range from ages 18 to 22. In order to provide the students with settings where we can most closely simulate independent living, we're very fortunate to have a school store, a school apartment simulation, and a school life skills room, which includes 5 kitchen spaces. I've really enjoyed watching how the staff and students utilize those spaces to practice independent living skills.
I like spending time in the apartment because it helps you with life skills. Like, one of those rooms is for an apartment, so you're getting ready to transfer from this school on your own. And like, this school actually helps you get a job, and it will actually help you like learn how to manage an apartment or like a kitchen.
As a mom, Josh has loved coming here. When my son comes home at the end of the school day and says, "Mom, do I get to go to school tomorrow?" That's a victory for me.
Yes, this school has really prepared me to live on my own. I do feel very grateful for this building. It feels more safe to be in this school than any other school that I've ever been in. Makes me feel at home. I'd honestly say that this is like a second home for me.